milling tool. I wanted one of these for a while, but they're kind of expensive, so I thought I'd just try to make one. Starting with a piece of 1/4 by 3/4 stock. I burnt the metal a little bit, but I don't think it's going to hurt the project because this is just the tang end of the piece. So I'm going to try to draw out to roughly 1/2 inch round. I'm going to put a carbide cover on it, so I don't really see any point in using tool steel for it. Besides, I don't have any tool steel this size. What I'm going to do now is use a fullering tool. This is a fullering tool. Try to put 2 neat shoulders on it. And then I'll draw it out and forge it round. I may use the air hammer. It's awfully hot here today. It's like 3 fans running. You want to get this pretty hot because working cold metal is a lot of work. Unnecessary work. Especially when you start working with tool steels, you damage the metal. Put a little bit of a shoulder on it. If you don't have one of these, you can use the sharp edge of the anvil. Starting to take a little shape. Say serendipity favors a prepared mind, and I actually had meant this end to be the tang, but it's coming out just the way I want the business end to go, cutter end. So I'm just going to roll with it. Unfortunately, it really is too hot to grasp with the glove. have a sharp transition here just yet. Bring this out to raw, and then bend it. Bend it out and in. This is what I'm trying to make. Don't know how well that shows up. But a taper in this from this edge and a circle so that this comes back basically in the center of the bar here. That's not much too hot. See, it's sparking a little bit. Is really to put two bends into this. One bend being back this way, and then the other one coming down this way, so that this point will be essentially in the center of this piece here. And it's a little tricky, I don't know if I can do it, but that's the goal. So now the point of the tool is nearly in the center of the bar. And I think that's just about right. I may just take one more heat. One other thing, this is mild steel and doesn't have much carbon in it, but if you heat it till it's not magnetic and you plunge it, you probably are going to harden it a little bit. Not like it was a tool steel, mind you. But a lot of the mild steel I encountered probably has at least 2 points of carbon in it, which is 0.02% carbon, which is probably hard enough that you could heat it and quench it like this, make it a little harder, and not necessarily make it brittle. If you did this with tool steel, it would be so brittle you really would have to take some of it. Turn off your earphones if you're using them. If you see how energetic those sparks are, you'll realize that there's more than a little bit of carbon in this steel. It's probably higher carbon than they would let you on to think. They market it as mild steel, but it's probably better than that. For my project, I'm using round replacement cutters from Easy Wood Tools, and this is I think it's a 13mm cutter, and this teeny little screw here is the screw for it. I'm sure I will drop it in the shavings before the project's over. It's a .089 screw, and the thread is a 440 screw. And I've drilled it out, and I'm going to tap it. Now, while I'm doing that, I've also working on another hollowing sort of cutter. This is out of a piece of 1/2-inch square stock, which was machined by my friend Jim Kane on his lathe, rather than me forging it. And you can see how much nicer it looks when it's been machined as opposed to forged. But it's all going in the handle anyhow. And I've rounded off and eased all these edges like Captain Eddie does when he makes his. And I'm just going to drill a hole here and tap it as well while I'm doing the same thing. And then polish both these up, turn some handles for them. I get very nervous using such fine small drill bits. Because it's so absolutely easy just to break one. My understanding of how to do this is that one lubricates things generously, and then puts the tap in as close to vertical as possible, pushing down with just enough force to start the thread, and once it starts to bite, you back it off. That removes the cut metal. Boy, this thing is small. I could break this thing in a heartbeat. And you know it's crazy hard brittle steel because otherwise it wouldn't cut through steel like this. This is a piece of chestnut oak. Just hammering my center into it. Don't like to bang it into the lathe. I think it's a little hard on the bearings. So I'll go ahead and mount this, and we'll make a handle for the roughing gouge. This is a piece of chestnut oak, which you can think of as being very similar to white oak, something we have here in Virginia. So I've rounded this down roughly to its largest round diameter. It's a little rough in spots. It's got a lot of tear out with it. There's grain reversal around this knot, which took me a while to figure out. I have to come this way and then this way because the grain's coming up on both sides. At any rate, I'm going to turn it roughly to look like my big bowl gouge. And there's really no fine art to this, and I'll save you the boring bits. The largest diameter is 4.5 inches from the end, and it tapers down to its smallest diameter at 14 inches, and then back up. So I'll do something roughly like that. So I'll just mark the last half inch or so where the ferrule's going to go. We'll just leave that be for now. Just a little pointless embellishment. This comes out of the shop, it's gotta look good. And I tend to make all my tools look the same. And the little Reposted compulsion, I like everything to line up and match. Mostly work with the little Reposted compulsion. It's okay, you need to be organized. Be careful about details. Makes you know you live with it, live with it. So I thought I'd put some finish on this. This is my go-to finish. It's same as Capnetti Shine Juice. It's a modified French polish, linseed oil, shellac, and alcohol. I like shellac. I've been making furniture for a long time with shellac, and I've only done really one true French polish on a piece of furniture, maybe two. Tremendous amount of work to do it properly. This works well for the lathe. I don't know, in some ways I think it's a stretch to call it a French polish. You're not doing the spiriting. A lot of parts of the French polish are leaving out, you're not filling it. But if we want to call it a French polish, I guess it's alright. And you know, we're not making a piano here, it's a wood turning tool, but I think that looks pretty nice. Put a couple more coats on that, a little bit of wax, and drill it out, and we'll call it finished. No reason to go spend $30, $40, $50 to make a wood turning handle. I've always wanted one of these. They seem kind of pricey, so I thought I'd fabricate one. Now that I've done it, don't know that I would do it again. It was a lot of work, and you can buy one for $150, $160, probably out of a better grade of steel than I used. Don't know that I would do that again. Oh, and no, I won't make you one or sell you one, because this looks close enough to something that's on the market that I probably would have some patent lawyer mad at me about. But I thought you might enjoy this video, and